abandon something! Really do. Welcome back to another Bluudys garage video. It is freezing cold, but you know, the work must carry on the van. So in this video I'll be doing lots of bits and bobs on the van to get it ready for its next stage of whatever my process is. So in the last video we're all stripped out inside, as you can see, and we've all had the sound ending done on the floor. Now I want to get my carpet back in on the front. I need to attach all my wires and everything back in, and once I've got the carpet back in I can then put the seats back in. That's a lot of back-ins. And then after I've got the seats, I can then start looking at my, I want to put my 10-inch touch screen up there, and then I want to do the reversing camera. So I'm hoping to get all that done in this video. So it's a bit of an all sorts of variety of things for the video. Before we go any further, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone for liking the videos and the new subscribers that have come for the new content on Alan. It's awesome and I really appreciate it. And then last but not least, thank you for the ones that watch and are following me on Patreon. If you're interested in joining me on Patreon and checking out some of the stuff, the link is in the description for Patreon. Now my missus has just brought me a bucket that I can now use to go ahead and clean the carpet. So I'm going to get you on time lapse and then you can see me clean this minging carpet, and then it can attempt to dry in this 1 degree of outside temperature. So here's a quick like 50-50 comparison. Yes, it's still drying, so it looks wet. But it's very clean and black compared to not. And there we go, all clean. It just needed to dry, which is probably going to take forever. It's probably going to look worse when it dries, but it should still look better than it did. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. Now I need to go inside the van and I need to clip down all these wires. Now that might be a bit boring for you guys to watch, so I'll do that off camera and I shall show you once it's done. Should probably pull these back out as well for now. Yeah, I think that'll be a wise thing to do. Especially now I've got my other lights I can use. Welcome back. Yeah, so all the wires and that's clipped back down. It's a case of just finding where they run and pushing them back onto the threaded bolts. So that's nice and easy. Put that plastic cover back in. I've gave everything a white, put that in. I've actually stuck a bit of sound deadening on there and on this side as well, just because why not? I still keep seeing bits that aren't fully stuck down. I keep going back over my roller. I've just noticed now I'm nice and low in the van, there's 2 cigarette lighters just there. I have no idea if they work. They're obviously not original, someone's put them in as extra. But interesting. I need to have a look at them, see if they work. Yeah, just waiting for my carpet to dry. I might see if I can try and dry it a bit better with a cloth, and then I'm going to get that put back in. Then once the carpet's in I can clean up. I'll clean up the footwell things while I'm waiting for them to dry, because they may as well go back in to protect the, yeah, that bird sounded freaking weird. Sounded really weird. Yeah, and these wires here, obviously they've tapped into the van's loom for this, but there's 3 wires there on that bit of loom, and I'm not sure why there's 3. Is that power, switch and negative? I'm not sure. I keep going over the wiring in my head of what I want to do. I want to have some spotlights here which work on the van door, but then I want spotlights in the back which work on like a switch panel that I'm going to put here or something, as well as other things I'm going to do in the roof, all to be revealed later down the line. But I will be making myself a custom halo roof. A halo roof, for those that don't know what that is in the camper world, is you have your roof and then you have a pattern in the middle of it, and then you have like an ambient glow on the outside, and that's on a separate switch, and then you have spotlights in it as well. Yeah, can't wait to get on with that. Let's go and have a look at these wires in the back. Because if you remember from when I was stripping the van, there was wires both sides that was tucked into the arches. Now I've actually stripped the van. The wires that were in this arch were completely loose and just came out as a ball. But this wire is connected into something over there, which obviously runs through here, which sends power to this side. But then this nestle of wires is still a nest, just a nest of try and get the camera. There's just a big bunch of wires. And I don't know if I take that light out, if I can see behind. But I'm going to take the light out and see if that helps me. I've removed the light. It's not good. For whatever reason, there's wires scotch locked in to the rear light. But I'm not sure what on earth they'd be powering from a rear light. Because obviously nothing's now here. So I think I just need to find all these wires and pull them all out. And just get rid of all the scotch lockups and return it back to its original wiring. Oh, what is all this? What is this one doing down here? Where does it go? Oh, oh. Wait, where does that go? Ah, I know what it is. I have a tow bar. Wait, yeah, that is wiring for that. Probably. That is what you would have a wiring off a rear light for. But I don't think that's what all of them are for. Because there's this thing. Unless that is for, I have no idea. Oh, of course it will be. That'll be the wire for the other indicator. Because you can get reverse lights, brake lights, and maybe hazard switch, or however it works, from this one side. But then that will be for the other indicator. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, because that's why it would be connected into the loom. But why on earth you've run it round there? I'd have run it in the roof. Personally, get it out the way, up there, attach it with that. Because at some point I do want a tow, I want to keep that. So I don't like the fact it's scotch locked. That's something I can deal with at another time. But now I know I can't pull these wires out. So I'm going to have a proper look through there, make sure that they are just what I think they are. And I do generally think they're just for the tow bar, for the socket thing down there. Yeah, and then at some point I'll have to, some point in the future as well, I'll have to take this out and replace it with a new one that comes up and over and down, so I don't have this thing dangling here. Because who wants that? That was not a good design. Because it was tucked under the bloody carpet and then under the floor. No. It'd be a pain in the ass potentially to run it around the roof. Well, I don't think it will be. Do it around the roof. Yeah. Okay, so I think I've come to what the conclusion is what they're all for. If I took the bumper off, I'm not taking the bumper off right now. I don't need to take the bumper off. But if I took the bumper off, you'd probably see a loom or something. Or get underneath the floor, but it's very cold. Probably see a loom that went to that socket, so. Right, well, we've figured out that mystery. There we go, I pulled all the wires back out and then I found this module, which is 7-way universal bypass relay for vehicles with standard or modulated wiring. Pretty confident I was right. This is for reversing. It's a bit messy, but I suppose if it works, which I don't know if it does work, but if it works, because there's extra wires, which there's that one that's not connected, and then there's this blue one here, which is also not connected. So I'm not sure what they're for, unless they're to power a fridge on a fridge socket, because you can get different sockets. One that does just the lights on like a trailer on a light board or something like that. But then on caravans and stuff like that, you can have fridges in them, which work off of, well, your car or your van's power while you're driving. So I wonder if that's what they are, and that's why they're taped up, because they're probably positive and negative. So that's what I'm sure someone will confirm in the comments, and I'll be greatly appreciate if you do. But I'm pretty sure that's probably what that is. Right, now we're going to go and do the carpet. So there we go, the floor is in. And it's still a bit damp, but it looks a lot better than it did do. It was a bit of a brush out now. I've been kicking it and stuff. But it makes a big difference to the front putting the floor back in, because it doesn't look as bare as it did. It's ready for the seat, other than the fact it's still wet. I don't want to burn them. So the front carpet is in. As you can see, it makes quite a big difference once it's in, because obviously it's black for a start, so it changes the front of the van. Still a bit wet in places. I want to let it dry fully before I put the seats in, so I'm going to have to give it a little bit of a break. So I'm going to disappear into the house and play with my new 3D printer. But you guys just carry on watching the video and it'll be the next day, I'm sure. And it's at least 3 days after last time you saw me, because we've had some snow. There's not much of it left, but we had nearly 6 inches of snow. So I didn't do anything outside in the van. But it's melting quickly. So I've quickly just used some APC on this first half of the floor, as you can see where it gets dirty again. The APC is from Shadow Sport. It's brought it up a lot better than it did with washing up liquid, that's for sure. I need to get the seats in my van, because I actually need to push Dave back in the garage, because I need the room up front of the garage for some bits and bobs I'm doing with the house and the garage. So I need to get the front seats in, and then I can continue doing the rest of the van. I have actually started sound ending the side of the van with a video you have not seen yet, because I've not even filmed it yet. But I wanted to crack on with one of the sides. And because it takes so long, I thought I'll just get cracked on. Yeah, so I need to get the seats in. That also then means I can actually move my van. So I'm going to try and do this on my own. Fun. Driver's seat first, I think. Right, where's the other one? There. Is that hole? I don't know. I think we nailed it lined up. Back a bit. Back over there. Ah, you just freaking outside of it. That one's in the hole. Right, back to we're in. Front to we're in. Nuts. Ah! Oh, I dropped one of the nuts. Never drop your nuts, people. Never drop your nuts. I think what I might do before I put the actual next seat in is actually give all this seat frame a wipe, because it's been in my garage, it's a bit dusty. It's probably mucky anyway from when I took it out. But, you know, I'm at the point where I can give everything a clean as it comes back in, so I may as well, aren't I? And when you start sticking trims on and stuff like that, you'll probably not be able to get to some of these places, so I usually give them all a wipe. Right, I'm going to stop the footage here, mainly because I need to go find that other nut, get that screwed in, and then we'll get onto the handbrake. I love my Milwaukee. How did I get to the front ones when I took them out? It's been that long. And I just do it like that. I think I did. On seat, bolted in. Handbrake time. Forgot how the wire went. I remember that that goes there. That what I remember. Where did the wire? Oh, the wire went there. We're all good. We're all good. So the handbrake bolt's back onto there. I'm going to get the plastic covers for it as well because I can't remember what went on when. I do believe all the covers were last. This goes underneath this thing here. Take the nut off, push it through there, put the nut back on. That's the handbrake. Dead easy. One. I didn't think you was attached, Millie, you little bugger. Right, and run, Millie. Handbrake attached. Right, I just need to do this wire. So I need to take this nut off, which I've now looked on. Push it a bit far. Feed that up there. Now, when I actually start like moving my van, I'll test my handbrake. And see how well it actually grabs, because there's a chance I'm gonna have to adjust it, make it a bit tighter. I can guess how good it's gonna be, and I remember roughly. I can go back on the videos actually and see where it was when I disconnected it, and then I'll put it roughly in the same place. So fingers crossed, it should be when I've tightened it about right. So I need to go and get myself a 10mm socket now. So I just gunned the nut. Not bad, let's give it a little more. I think we'll be alright there. I won't know fully until I can actually move my van and like test it properly. There we go. Okay, so putting these seats in are going to be a pain in the ass on my own. Right, I'm going to try the same as I did with the other front seat, through the side door. So I need to shuffle it forwards now. That was a pain in the butt. Okay, so I compose myself, and that is how you put a seating on your own. Now we just need to gun it back in. 16mm, 8 nuts. I'm knackered, and I have a message. And there we go. All the 8 bolts are in and tight. And I have a seat again in the front of the van. Oh, oh yeah, seatbelt that round. Oh. God, I don't have a lot of knee room here. I think this is the first time I've probably sat in the passenger seat. Yeah, we got a van. partly back together. Oh, that was yeah. Right, on to the next bit. So the next bit of this video is I'm taking a break from doing all the sound editing in the back, and I've just started doing the duo matte thermo liner on the sides. I've literally just started. I've done 2 sheets so far, and I've finished doing all the walls with the silent coat, and I realised I need a 4th box to do the roof. Oh well, we'll get a 4th box. So I'm taking a break from doing that because it's taken a long time and I want to do something a bit different. So we are looking at my Pioneer head unit. Now this head unit might be alright for most, well, for some people. I won't even say most anymore, but it doesn't have freaking Bluetooth, and it's a relatively new unit. It cost 150 quid for whoever bought it, or around 150 quid according to the internet, but it doesn't have freaking Bluetooth on it, so I cannot connect my phone, and that really annoys me. So those that have been watching the channel for a long time will realise that I have a little MR2, and that's what I'm turning into a bit of a track car. Now I had the chance to get hold of a 10-inch screen for it, but realistically in a track car you don't need a 10-inch screen unit, so my 10-inch screen unit is going in Alan. Alan is getting an upgrade. So Dave was my MR2, well it still is my MR2, and he had this, so it's coming out of Dave into Alan, my T5, and yeah, we're gonna have this 10-inch unit because for a couple of reasons. One, it has Bluetooth, and I'll be driving this vehicle more and I want Bluetooth, but it'll make sense to have this, and I can pair it up with screens and speakers that I have in the back at some point when I get there. Moving forward, I just think it's the right unit for this particular vehicle, just why not? So yeah, so we need to go ahead and pull this part of the dashboard off and get this fitted. Now I did do a full install video on the MR2 for this particular unit when I actually got it, so I won't be going into the full depths of doing it again. Well, no, I'll take that back. I won't be going into the full depths of what that unit can do because I do have another video on the channel, but I will be, there's a USB thing there, I will be obviously going into a little bit of detail of, oh come on, I know you pull up, you know you pull up. A little bit of, there we go, detail on how to do it on the, that's what we connected, on the transporter. So yes, you go ahead and you pull that up, and that gives you a chance to get into there, because you are going to probably need to get into there to help push this unit out. Because yes, this is not an original unit, it's been fitted aftermarket, but now I can get my hand in behind it, and we can go ahead and push it out from the back, which makes life easier. We can pull that off and save that. We have a cage, good, because we're probably going to need that as well. It's not been fitted very well, this unit, let's be honest, because I can pull it out. All these tabs should be bent out. Oh, and there we go. How to take out a head unit in a matter of, well, what did I use? I used a screwdriver to pull up a piece of plastic trim, and now I can undo all the wires. That's how easy it was to nick. Not good. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get this unplugged off of, what is that? Well, it's a bit crinkly. Yeah, and then I'll come back and have a better look at these wires. So the old unit is out, it's currently on the floor down there. I've been tracing some of the wires and finding out what some of them do. Like this was attached, and that's actually an aerial booster, but with that unit that I'm fitting, I want to fit DAB, so I've actually currently just put a DAB aerial on. I'm just about to, it's very dark because of the sun, I'm just about to sand a piece of metal that I can attach the actual earth to, because if you don't sand the metal, it doesn't make a good earth. Wire runs through there, that's why the glove box is out, and my aerial sticks out there at the moment. I have wireless reversing sensor, wireless reversing camera kit to fit at the same time. I've got a GPS aerial somewhere. I have the Wi-Fi aerial somewhere. They're all on the seat or on the dashboard. They're all going to get fitted. So fingers crossed it should be able to do everything that it's supposed to do when it's done. I've just ran the aerial wire down there, down the A-pillar, through the glove box. There's loads of, so much room. Like, this is the first time I fitted a head unit to a van. There's so much room in the dashboard and everywhere. It's brilliant. I love it. Found this thing which powers the USB, I think, there, or did that power the one up there? I have no idea, because obviously there's extra auxiliary inputs and USBs just there. Yeah, I'm trying to make the best of everything that's there. We'll get there. So everything's connected that I can do at the moment. I can't do my reversing cam yet because I need to do some further research into how to wire that in, because I'm not 100% sure with it being wireless. I think I just need a power signal to it. Either way, we've got the Wi-Fi, got the GPS, got this radio booster for the normal aerial, got, because we've left that on. That's the DAB is currently connected to one of these USBs. I've tucked it in there. That's the DAB. You can just see it there. That's obviously because up the windscreen. Sanded that there for the magnet, so it should ground pretty well. I have this USB and this auxiliary, but the auxiliary doesn't plug into anything as it stands at the moment. I need to get RCAs that go into a male, no, it'd be a female, and wouldn't it? I need to get that adaptation, so I can't wire that in yet. Yeah, so I'm ready to push all this into the dashboard and then turn it on and hope for the best, really. It's just powering up for the first time, so it took a little bit of time, but yeah, it's not all the way in the dashboard yet because I don't want to lock it in place, nor is my screen fully attached yet, because again, didn't want to lock anything in place. So I want to make sure it works in case I have to tweak any wires or anything like that. And for those that are wondering, yes, the screen moves around and I can adjust it, but I'm only going to do that when it's locked in place, because at the moment it will slide off. But yeah, the screen does angle and move, which is awesome. Right, so I'm going to go and play with the settings and the music and make sure stuff works, but I'm going to do it off camera because obviously copyright infringement and all that business. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Waiting for Wi-Fi to configure large, to continue large download. TikTok, not TikTok. Right, so I'm just going to play with this first. Okay, so the unit is now pushed back in place, locked in place, and it looks freaking awesome. I've got it roughly the height I want. I can still get to my buttons. I've tilted it towards me, which is great. And obviously I can do whatever I want. I say that. The DAB doesn't work as of yet. I think I need a different lead for the back of my head unit to connect to my aerial. I thought it would just work on the USB, but I think the DAB has to go into a specific spot on the back of this head unit. But this head unit does support it because it comes with the function from factory, and obviously I must not have that wire. So I'm going to quickly, well, I say quickly, I'm going to get in touch with them and see if I can get hold of the correct wire, because I would like my DAB. But the aerial booster does seem to work quite well, and it does pick up radio stations like really well. So if I put sound down to minimum, so we don't get no copyright, radio, that is not how you spell pulse one, I will give it that. It's pussy one-y is what it's done it as. But yeah, straight on the stations, and it does update with the name at some point. Obviously that said pulse 1E, which is obviously incorrect, but you can see it's quickly stopping on whatever stations it needs to. It came up with it says pop music already on that one, that'll be capital, but it did come up with BBC 3, I think was the very first station it had. I don't know where it was, I don't know which one of them I press either to get names. But yeah, the radio does work. I've got a USB in, connected to the USB on the back, which does work. I'm going to run a wire from my phone holder here, a USB one, from there into the back of the unit, one of the other USB. That means then I'll be able to do screen mirroring, so then I'll have my phone screen on there, which is good. Yeah, that's it really. So in this video, I can't remember what we've done, but obviously we've got seats in, we've got that in, and yeah, I've done bits and bobs. So that's going to round up this little video on the van. So we've got a bit of work done. You can see that there's work still to be done, and there's plenty more stuff I need to buy. This lockdown is messing me up a little bit. I'm supposed to be collecting my big parcel for the van, but I can't currently collect it because we're all locked down, and there'd be a 200 quid fine if I get caught going to fetch it. So I'm trying to arrange a courier or a transport lorry or something for it. But yeah, so that's to come. Yes, that's where we're at, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for liking if you've enjoyed the video, and a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. You will see their names at the end of the video. If you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and if you really want to support me and my builds, check out Patreon, and I'll see you on there. Take care, guys. I'll see you very soon. I got grubby hands from working dashboard. Stay humble. I'll see you soon. Bye.